Hey guys, welcome to Practical Home Projects. Today we're going to be installing our new dishwasher. So we're going to hook that up to the water and drain line that we already have in our sink. And I'll show you all the pieces that it came with. So here we have the water inlet hose that already has the adapter to connect directly to the dishwasher. Label says it's 8 feet long. Here we have the power cord with a 3-prong connector. And then here we have one hose clamp and then 3 wire caps. So in addition to the things that came in the kit and what came with the dishwasher, I also have an extra hose clamp just for the last connection. It looks like they don't expect you to use a hose clamp here, but I might put one on just for safety. We need a T-shaped valve connector. This will help divert water from our hot water line to the dishwasher. And then I've also just got some Teflon plumbing tape that I'm going to put around all of our threaded connections just to make sure they stay taut. And then the tools we're going to need today are pretty basic. So I think these electrical connections could be done without any special electrical tools. However, I've just got a screwdriver, I've got a pair of pliers to tighten the nuts, and then we're probably going to be drilling some holes, so I've got a couple drill bits here as well. So that's pretty much it, so let's go ahead and install it. So the reason that the drain line goes up as high as you can go is because you want a high loop. What that does is it creates essentially a gradient from some high point in your drain line to the place where it inserts your drain. So in our situation, it's going to be going into the garbage disposal. So you want that to be a steady slope downward. You don't want it to dip down and then come up, because then water from your sink will drain into your dishwasher line. And actually, if you have a slope all the way to your dishwasher, it's possible for backwash to go from your sink into the dishwasher, which is not an effect that you want, because then your dishwasher will start to stink. Should be just barely big enough for the plug to fit through. Water drain line is actually a little bit bigger than this, so I'm going to drill sort of 2 holes right on top of each other. Once again, we want this to be as close to the countertop as possible, so I'm still going to leave a little bit of a lip there. And then I have to remember that the back is actually recessed in a little bit, but I'm pretty much going to place it right about here. So I have the dishwasher resting on its back just to make this look more accessible, but you can totally do this with it on its front. I just removed this front panel so we could access these pieces. Easiest piece is to attach the water intake. So it has a rubber gasket in there. This one is going to be the strain hose. You can see there's already a little bit of a high loop incorporated into it, and it kind of tucks it back here. So we'll use the clamp that came with it. We'll just go ahead and feed that into this rubber grommet. Put the clamp right around there. This is a thin-walled plastic, so actually I think the rubber is doing most of the strength here. So you just want to have that snug. And then all that's left is this electrical box. This cable came with a strain relief clamp, and this is going to bolt right into the outlet box, and that way the cable won't pull out and put strain on those wires. Clip it into place, so now that's very secured. And then obviously white to white, black to black, green to green. So I like to do my ground bonding first, so it's pretty much just bonded straight to the frame. Incredibly snug. The white connectors, I'll sort of intertwine them in a clockwise fashion. And since the connectors that came with the cord are actually a little bit longer than the cap, I'm going to make sure those are nice and wrapped up so that they're not extending beyond the bottom of the cap. And that's it for connecting the wiring, so now we'll just try to tuck this in nice and neatly. So now we've got everything hooked up to the dishwasher, now it's just time to hook it up to our services. You're going to connect your dishwasher to the hot water line. So this is a 1/4 turn valve. I've already got it turned off. I actually opened up the faucet up there so it'll break the vacuum. So this should drip a little bit. Use Teflon tape on all 3 of these connections. I like to go around 2 wraps, and then you're going to wrap it clockwise so that it's going the same direction that you're twisting. As you're making these 3 connections on your 3-way diverter valve, remember to get those nuts finger tight and then add another 1/4 turn or so with your wrench or pliers And then you can connect those lines either way. I personally like to have the line that goes out to the sink be the one that's going straight, because that's will have the least resistance to flow. Next, we're simply connecting the hose with a hose clamp, and you just want it snug enough to hold on there tight. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. I see I got a nice upward trend so that when water comes down the drain, it'll back up to about here, then just go right down the drain. So then last is the easiest one of all. Just gonna plug in this outlet. We've completed all the connections for our dishwasher. Now let's go ahead and move the machine into place. The next step is to level your dishwasher. So it's gonna have this pretty standard leveling screw in each of the four corners. The easiest way to do it is to kind of bring it out into the middle of your room, get it as straight as possible before sliding it back, just to minimize the amount of trial and error. You can adjust this one with a wrench. There's a few options for installation. So most dishwashers can either be installed by attachments on the side or on the top. Since we have a stone countertop, we can't screw directly into it, so if you want to attach through the top, you have to get a special strip that comes from your countertop company or your local hardware store. We're going to attach by the sides just because it's a little bit easier. Our dishwasher comes with these metal clips which can be used on the side or on the top, and they simply just fit into this slit on the outer rim. And then you can see I'm going to put a screw through this hole, and that'll attach directly to the side of the cabinets. Since I'm not going to use these outside two holes, I'm actually going to break this clip off so there's less metal exposed. With the clip in, we're actually going to bend this flange to help it stay in place. So now it doesn't go anywhere. Make sure to measure both sides to make sure it's perfectly level with the countertop. Pre-drill my holes, especially if you have a melamine siding. No need to over-torque it, this is just to hold it in there snug. The last step is to replace this access panel, which covers up all the hoses and wires underneath your dishwasher. So that's the installation procedure, and it should be pretty standard for most dishwashers. Of course, consult your guide when that came with your dishwasher to see if you have any special considerations. But other than that, that's pretty much it. So we hope you guys found this helpful. Leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you found this helpful and you want to hear more stuff in the future. And then of course leave any comments in the section below if there's anything else you want to talk about. That's it for today. Thanks guys.